Okay, real talk. I told myself I wasn't going to make this video because I've personally been moving away from recommending top-end tech out there because things are expensive and inflation is only making it worse. However, obviously, I decided to cave here specifically because I've spent the past 3 months staring at this phone. All that might be a weird way to start a YouTube video, but them's the breaks. Welcome to my YouTube channel. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is amazing, and if you are in the market for a powerhouse in your pocket, you should buy this phone. Now, I do want to point out that nobody is paying me to say this. I don't even have another sponsor for this video. Nobody loaned or gave me this phone. I have no relationship with Samsung. I'm not even going to put an affiliate link for you to buy this in the description. Nothing. Besides the video, there's no incentive for me to talk to you like this. I've just personally been impressed here, and I just want to share that with you today. We're going to skip straight past the reading specs part of any standard tech video. You want to see those? I'll leave a link below to my whole S24 Ultra video that includes basically an hour of me gushing about this phone and its specs. You want to see that? Specs, you'll see so many specs in that video. This phone, device, tablet thing here, it's also not perfect. Perfection is fleeting and certainly doesn't exist in any purchasable way. So, okay, good. You also got a bit of philosophy in today. But I want to hyper focus on why you should buy this if you are in the market for a new megaphone. The first reason is what we led off with, and what I've said many other times in many other videos. This phone is the single best aesthetically built thing that I've ever experienced. And I'm really trying to keep the hyperbole out of this script, but it's really something to experience. And seriously, when I saw the release about this, I thought, hey, great, another slab of glass. Hooray, Samsung, what could you really improve on? And count me among the converted, because everything about how this phone is put together is elegant. The way the frosted back folds into the metallic sides, the way the phone is both blocky but just curvy enough, the way the phone feels small in the hand but the screen feels gigantic when you look at it, all of those things combine into an experience that, at least for somebody that normally skews Apple, it's pretty unique. Part of buying and using tech for me is feeling like I got my money's worth, and part of that is a certain amount of aesthetic or build quality niceness that I look to get, and the S24 Ultra doesn't only check those boxes, it blows those boxes up in place. The next reason that I would look into buying this is, while the price is high, there's no way around that, there are easy ways to take that price from an outrageous amount of money to simply a very high amount of money. First, it's currently $200 off on Amazon. So if you don't want the hassle that we're going to explain here and you just want something cheaper right off the bat, well, there you go. There's $200 you've saved right there. This is why, side tangent, it never pays to buy new tech the second it comes out. Within a couple of months, you can always find it cheaper. And what did those first few weeks of ownership really get you other than bragging rights? If you're willing to click a couple more buttons and mail a few things, you can also get even more off the phone, up to $700 for an iPhone or $750 for a high-end Samsung phone. You will, in fairness, you do lose a bit of value on what you could get if you sold your previous phone individually, but it's not that big of a difference for the headaches saved. IMO. I love the push for trade-ins that both Samsung and Apple have been doing. It makes it easier to continue along the line, and it's almost like the old sign up for 2 years for heavily subsidized phones thing that happened many moons ago. Ask your parents about that. The next reason to buy the S24 Ultra is the display. We've already talked about the physical construction of the phone, but holy crap, the display is... well, it's good. Perfectly molds into the titanium sides. It also has some of the best anti-glare technology on the market, and that is a weird thing to mention in a video when tech videos are normally all about, woo, new specs, the bar charts are going up, look at the faster refresh rate, woo. But simple usability actions like being able to see the screen in direct sunlight, that's where real useful advancements are made. And all of that, those things are even before you turn the screen on. But after you turn it on, it's a gorgeous display that refreshes fast, it looks stunning, and because of its unique aspect ratio, it's perfect for using in a variety of ways, even when vertical. Normally, you need to give up something or have a foldable to get this kind of side-to-side functionality when not in landscape mode. But while it doesn't feel, and in fact it isn't that much wider than my iPhone 15 Pro Max, it feels huge in all orientations. I don't exactly know why that is. I did say it earlier in the video, but there's some kind of screen magic going on here. It also has enough room to legitimately type up documents. Look, team, I really wish I could describe this better, or at least describe how they achieve this because it's confusingly awesome. The next reason to buy the S24 Ultra is the performance. This phone specifically wins in 2 categories of performance for me. First and most importantly, Samsung has promised to deliver 7 years of updates to the Ultra. That's pretty good, and it's up there with the seemingly evolving out of nowhere industry standard. The longer that is, the better. All the power in the world doesn't matter if the phone is obsolete in a year and a half. And Samsung used to be pretty bad about this, but they're getting better. The second win for the power merges this reason to buy with another reason to buy: the versatility of function in the S24 Ultra. We saw, or you can see in my accessory video, that you can go from literally just this phone to plugging it into a home computer setup and using it as a home computer. The reason power is part of the conversation here, when I don't normally talk about it in phones, is this phone is so powerful, I don't hesitate to use it as a computer. And that's different than what I can say about my MacBook Airs. Those are amazing computers in their own right. But if you buy the lower end versions, you have to baby the active memory to avoid slowdowns. I've said it in my videos there. If you can be very disciplined with your program, your tabs, all that stuff, the computer works great. You don't have to baby anything with the S24. It just goes and goes and goes. No matter how many browser tabs, no matter how many active programs, this thing never breaks a sweat. Apples to apples. It is more expensive than the MacBook Airs, which is crazy in its own right. But the fact that a cell phone that fits in my pocket can work better as a computer than a computer, yes, that's notable, and I thought that was worth mentioning in a video. I could and have gone on much longer about this. I'm not going to dwell too long on this particular point, but what I'm trying to say is consider your computer needs, I guess you could call them environments. The S24 Ultra is really the only thing that I can think of that can go from personal phone to tablet to laptop to desktop. Oh, also the battery life is good enough that the laptop comment isn't really that big of a stretch. Using this like a laptop will get you longer usable life than most Windows computers out there that don't like outweigh this by several times. I'm not kidding or using overly flowery language when I praise what this is capable of. Taking off my regular old dude hat for a second and putting on my enterprise hat, they're the same hats. If Samsung could clean up the DeX experience and move it from like Chromebook to more of a laptop, that's the ticket right there. The last major reason I would give for buying the Ultra are the cameras. Yes, they look goofy. I'm not gonna argue that. Look at this thing. That is a goofy setup. But what I would say, here, check this out. We're gonna do this a little differently. Check it out. But what I would say is if you are somebody that's into manually controlling photos or videos, you got a lot of fine-tooth control here. And you don't get that on an iPhone without spending more money for apps. You get really good natural looking color, both outdoors, but also, as you can hopefully see right now, you also get it indoors with all of the cameras. And you don't get that many other places. And I am kind of a camera snob here. I'm a YouTuber, right? I got all this camera equipment all over here, and I've loved using these in their variety of ways. I legitimately can't get over how good these look. I've never had a phone that looks so good right out of the box. And if you remember back to the unboxing video, I had to cut in a whole extra scene as I was editing the footage to remark on how impressed I was. Look, okay, we'll put you away for now. Hopefully that worked. Look, I can stretch this video out farther for, I don't know, misguided algorithm reasons, but I won't. Simply put, the S24 Ultra is the best personal tech device probably ever made. I can't think of anything else I've used in my past 7 years on YouTube that brings as much as this does to the table. And while I would not recommend this for folks that are spending frivolously, buying things just to buy them, if you need a power device to do power things portably, this is the thing to get without any hesitation or reservations. But what about you? Have you used or do you own the S24 Ultra? What do you think? Both good and bad? Let us all know in the comments below. And click here to see that 55-minute full story of the S24 Ultra. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.